You and me, we're doing a full face of drugstore makeup only. Hi guys, we're gonna be doing a full face of drugstore makeup only. I know we just had the Sephora sale, and I did notice that a lot of people have said that they did not get anything, especially with prices and everything. Completely understandable. I only got a few things myself, but I wanted to do a drugstore makeup look for you guys because drugstore makeup is just as good as high-end makeup these days, if not better in a few categories. So I'm excited to share with you guys some of my absolute makeup favorites from the drugstore that are affordable makeup, and honestly just my favorite in general. I will also be mentioning some products that I consider to be makeup dupes for high-end products or super popular products, and if anything, just show you how I got this nice soft glam makeup look. Before we start, make sure to subscribe. We have a new beauty video every week, and vlogs are making a comeback. I just opened a bunch of PR for my last vlog. If you guys want to check it out, let me know what you guys are excited about, what you guys want me to use in the next video. So let's just get into this full face of drugstore makeup. NYX Brow Glue Crazy Lift. It has an applicator on it, it has its pros and cons having the applicator. When it works, it's good, but it also kind of depends on your brows and how stubborn they are. You also kind of have to keep the applicator clean so the product doesn't pile up and mess up your application. But overall, I love it, and I think my brows look really good with it, and it has a really good hold. Personally, like drugstore makeup brow glues better than high-end. I've tried quite a few brow gels, and I feel like I know my stuff. So this one from NYX is one of my favorites. So is the Maybelline Super Lock Brow Glue. That's a top favorite, and the L'Oreal 24-Hour Brow Lamination. And one of the strongest brow glues I've ever tried is the Ardell Brow Glue, but it is really good if you have stubborn brows. The only high-end one that I really liked was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. That was the only one that kind of worked for my brows. As far as high-end, I've tried Benefit, Anastasia, Rare Beauty, Glossier, Milk Makeup. There's so many. And I truly believe that the drugstore ones have all been better, and that's why I love drugstore makeup so freaking much. You have to take your time with this though. I think because of my videos, it looks like my brows come together really fast, but it does take a lot of time to sort of get them the direction that you want, to get them to lay flat. It takes a few passes, so really take your time with it and let them dry. I'm gonna brush the tops down just a little bit. I feel like this one places them perfectly where I don't have to brush them down too much, but I still like to do just a little bit to make them look nice and neat. You guys know I'm not a primer girly, but I'm going to add some primer from Moira. This is their 16-hour glue seal primer. It kind of reminds me of the NYX one, the glue primer from NYX. Kind of has the same texture, it looks the same. What I like is it moisturizes the skin, but it also makes it tacky, but it's not heavy. I have normal to dry skin, so I definitely need my skin to be plump before I put on makeup. It's the best way to get your makeup the most skin-like is if the makeup absorbs into your skin, basically. I love that. If you guys have never tried Moira Cosmetics, they have so many good products, and they're super, super affordable. We love affordable makeup, and Moira is one of the best. It's an online retailer, which is the only thing, but I swear they have so many gems. Honestly, there's rarely a Moira product I try that I don't like, and the prices are just so good. They do a lot of makeup dupes. I don't know if that's what they're trying to do, but they definitely do that a lot, so make sure to check them out. This next product, I haven't used it in a while, but it is one of my all-time favorites, and I definitely think it's worth mentioning, and I'm excited to use it again. e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I like to put this on the high points of my cheeks and also my forehead, nose, and chin. This just gives your skin the most beautiful radiance. And it also has a little bit of coverage as well. I honestly feel like these days I wouldn't mind wearing just this because I'm into lighter coverage, but I just love the way that it evens out my skin. It makes it look super healthy and radiant. And I've always loved it more than Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. And you cannot beat e.l.f.'s prices. They have such affordable makeup. I love a lot of things from e.l.f. because it has that pearlescent in it, but it's not too heavy, which is why I love it. It kind of gives you that filtered look because the light will bounce off of your face, making it appear more smooth, but it's not overly radiant, which is why I love this one the most. Next, I'm gonna go in with some concealer, and unfortunately, concealer is one of the departments that I feel like Drugstore is lacking in, at least for someone like me with a light to medium neutral undertone that's looking for a peach pink undertone with concealer. But for now, this is L'Oreal Infallible Skin Ink 2-in-1 formula. This is a foundation and concealer. It's a really interesting formula. It's actually super thin, it's like featherweight. It's almost kind of like matte. It's like a liquid silky powder in a way. I always forget that this dries down really fast and you have to work quickly, and I always put it on my face like this. This is a product, when I first tried it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Like, I don't know if this is for me. It's definitely great for people with oily skin, but then I learned to hack with this, and this is perfect if you're a sweaty girl. This is kind of like a primer for your makeup. It really holds everything on. This is one of those life-proof makeup products that I love to have in my makeup arsenal. Such a unique product. I've never really tried anything like it. One Size has all of these like sweat-proof, oil-proof, oil sucker type of primers, and I feel like this is the Drugstore equivalent, but it also has coverage. As weird as the texture of this is, it goes on kind of dry. Throughout the day, it actually starts to look better on the skin as you wear it. It's like your natural oils mixed with it in the best way possible, and it literally looks like nothing on the skin, feels like nothing on the skin. So it's just a really interesting product that I sort of had to get used to, but I'm really glad I tried it because it's now one of my like makeup holy grails. I put that on wherever I sweat, and I also use some as concealer for today. This next one is definitely a makeup dupe in my opinion. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint, and it also has mineral sunscreen in it. This is such a beautiful product. I'm obsessed with it. This is my recent go-to complexion product, but it is definitely a makeup dupe for two products. I would definitely consider this a dupe for the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Skin Tint, but also the Kylie Cosmetics Skin Tint, which both are very much loved. I have both. I love them all. I love all three of them, to be honest, but they all definitely remind me of each other. There's a couple differences in them. Obviously, the e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint has SPF, mineral SPF in it, so that could be a make or break for some people. For me, it's just an extra. I don't really mind it. But I will say, because it has that mineral SPF, I do feel like the dry down is a little bit lighter because of the SPF. It claims no white cast, but I do feel like the dry down is a little bit lighter because of that SPF. But texture-wise, it's just as runny and serum-y as both the Kylie and Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Skin Tint. So I would definitely put this in the league with them. That's how good it is. That's how beautiful it is on the skin. I don't have another concealer at the moment, but I feel like this is fine. So I'm gonna go in with bronzer. And my current favorite is the Maybelline Lifter Sticks. These are multi-use complexion sticks, kind of like a skin tint in a stick, but you can use it for foundation, you can use it for bronzer, highlighter. I have a bronzer shade, and let me tell you, this reminds me so much of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Beauty Balm. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Beauty Balm. This formula reminds me so much of this. I use this in shade 12 as a bronzer. I prefer it as a bronzer. And this in shade 65, and they are so freaking similar. It's not even funny. Once I used the Maybelline one, I pretty much switched over to that one because who doesn't love an affordable makeup version, right? It's so creamy, and it really has like the most beautiful skin-like finish. I just love the way it looks on the skin. It makes the skin look super healthy, but it's definitely thick and creamy, but it's not thick and creamy in a bad way. Sometimes things can be thick and creamy and emollient, which I tried to avoid at all costs, but this is not like that. So it doesn't get shiny and it blends out like a dream. Blush is another place where I wish Drugstore would expand on a little bit. I don't have a ton of favorite blushes from the Drugstore. There are some, but there's room for improvement. So the first one I'm gonna go in with is the Morphe Cheek Thrills. This is in the shade Beach Bonfire. I'm just gonna put this on. This has been my fall blush shade because it kind of reminds me of like pumpkin pie, pumpkin spice. And the Morphe Cheek Thrills come with 3 finishes: a matte cream, a blush topper, which has a little bit of a sheen, and then also the powder. I am obsessed with these blushes. Morphe really did that with these. Another formula that I have to mention, that's one of my absolute favorites, is the Milani Cheek Kiss. I'm gonna use a little bit of Nude Kiss today, but I also love the bronzers in Hey Honey and Spilling Tea, depending how tan I am. This reminds me so much of a high-end formula. I actually prefer this over a lot of high-end blushes. It's just one of the best, and the shade is so pretty. It's definitely an all year round shade, especially if you have a skin tone like mine, light to medium, neutral undertone. They also have a coral blush, but it's a little more intense. It's definitely more of like a summer, spring color, and the formula is so good. Just like the Maybelline Lifter Sticks, just because it's a cream, it's not shiny, it's not heavy and thick and super emollient. It's like the perfect cream texture. I even reach for these more than like Patrick Ta blushes and bronzers. I just love it so much. Powder, I'm gonna use one of my makeup holy grails, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. This is kind of like the only powder, like loose powder I have from the Drugstore for all over my face. This reminds me a lot of the Huda Beauty powder. If you want to compare it to something, it's definitely a little bit thicker like the Huda Beauty one. It has a lot of coverage and color payoff. The only thing about this one is I don't really like to use this shade under my eyes because it does have some color payoff. I like a little bit more of a bright under eye, so I don't typically like to use this under my eye. That's like my only con about this powder, but wherever else I do use it, it is amazing. Another powder you guys always hear me talk about for Drugstore makeup is the Essence Cosmetics All About Matte. It's just basically a translucent pressed powder. I already have a backup because I love it so much. It does break a lot. The packaging is kind of cheap, but the product is also very affordable. It's like under $5, which is crazy this day and age. And this one is also really good for everyday makeup where you just want to take the shine away by adding a little bit of translucent powder, and you have a lot of control with it because it's a pressed powder. It also reminds me so much of the Fenty Beauty Invisimatte. If you guys love that powder, I have tried them and this one is in fact better in my opinion. It definitely holds back the shine way longer on my skin than the Fenty Invisimatte. So as long as they make this, I will be getting it. I hope they never stop making it. They have a banana shade, but that is not the shade for me. So I like that they have this translucent shade as well. Okay, I'm gonna finish up my brows, and of course we're going to be using the Revlon Micro Brow Pencil. This has been my favorite for so long now. If you guys are not new to the channel, then you already knew which one I was going to use. I don't even have a favorite high-end one, to be honest. I just have this one. This is the one and only for me, and it works so good with brow glues. Brow glues can be a little bit thicker than brow gels, and I feel that this can penetrate them without messing up the placement of the brows. That's like my #1 thing that I'm looking for in a brow pencil, and this one just always does it for me. And the shade is perfect. It's just the perfect brow pencil. Let's do a little bit of eyeshadow. I have been using this bronzer for years. I always start my makeup looks with a bronzer, and this one is from e.l.f. Forever Sunkissed. They just made the perfect bronzer in my opinion. It's not too warm, it's not too cool, it's just a neutral bronzer. I love it on the face or on the eyes. I don't really use bronzer on my face anymore. Just an extra step that I don't really need, so I just use this for my eyeshadow. I love to start my eyeshadow with this step or just make this my only eyeshadow step. And the formula is primer infused, so it's just a really smooth formula. This is the Jason Wu Matte Agave palette. It has been one of my ride or die palettes for a few years now. And I like to mention this one because everyone loves the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. And I personally feel like this one is better. I've had that one, I've tried it, and I just don't love it. I don't love the shades in that palette. I know it's neutral, but they just don't do it for me. And this one has exactly what I need. It has that mid-tone color. It actually has a few mid-tone colors to choose from, a neutral one, a warm one, cool tone, and then they have like these lid colors, shell, yellow, pink. Then they have this dark shade right here. So it really is just like the perfect palette to do so many looks with. Love it, and it blends so good. If you see one of these either at JCPenney Beauty or in Target, highly recommend picking one up. This is also my second one that I've owned, but this one specifically, the color story is just bomb. I'm just gonna use the darker shade to do sort of like a little winged eyeshadow. This and the Too Faced Born This Way palette are like my go-to traveling palettes. If I have a little bit less space, I'll bring this one because it has exactly what I need to sort of just build a little bit of dimension on my eyes. And just to show you the colors, I'm gonna use the pink one on my lid and just do like a soft, very soft cut crease, nothing underneath to hold it. And that's how much pigment that the light shades have. Like so easy, so quick, so pigmented, and they blend out so easily. I'm gonna give my lashes a little bit of a curl. I also need to fix this. Oh my God, I hear all these like footsteps and I'm like, who is coming up the stairs? But no one is coming up the stairs. Speaking of, so I never told you guys, but my friend, I actually had like a spiritual encounter when I was with my friend and her husband. Me and Russ, it's like a day we'll never forget. Like at the dinner, the lights were flickering so much and I was like, oh my God, my grandma is here. Like we just knew who it was. It was just I can't even explain it. We might need a story time on that. But it was just so crazy and I told everyone about it. So when I went to go visit my nieces over this past weekend, I was like hanging out in their room and just hanging out with them. And the light started flickering so much, but it would only be when I was in the room. Like, so I was like, oh my God, let me leave the room. And it would stop. And then when I would come in, it would start again. It was crazy. But yeah, that's what the footsteps reminded me of because I'm like, what are these footsteps? Because I never see anyone come, but I can hear them. I wonder if you guys can hear them on the microphone. Crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a liner, a pencil liner. I love pencil liners so much, and this is one of the best in my opinion. I've tried so many pencil liners, specifically brown ones, and I love this one from CoverGirl. It is the, oh no, where's my brush? It is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Kohl Liner in Rich Brown. So it's technically not black, but it's really dark. It basically is black without being black. And it's really creamy, really easy to use, but it dries down. So once it dries, it does not smudge or budge. I'm just doing a really simple eye look. I hardly ever want to do like eyeshadow anymore. I've gotten so boring. Just for today, we'll do like a little natural look. I have a few drugstore makeup mascaras that I love, but my current one right now is the L'Oreal Panorama. We weren't recording, guys. We weren't recording. I was saying so much. While the lashes are drying, let's continue with blush. I still feel like I want the drugstore to work on blushes a little bit more, but luckily the Morphe Cheek Thrills has a powder blush in it, so that's really nice. I'm gonna set my blush with that. I love that, but I don't know. I just feel like not a lot of drugstore blushes really excite me. Is it just me, or I don't know, maybe not. But another favorite that I have to mention that I love is the Juvia's Place Volume 2 Duo Blushes. I feel like high-end needs to catch up and have like duos like this specifically, or not, because why when we have this one, right? But this is Juvia's Place Volume 2, and I like this one specifically, and I like to use this light pink right here. and kind of take this on the top of my cheek and under my eyes. I love to do a cool pink blush under my eye and on top of my cheek, like the Too Faced one. I haven't been able to find a drugstore version, so I think that's what I'm kind of just looking for, is a dupe for me specifically. And that blush, but this will do in the meantime. For underneath my eyes, I like to use a brightening powder. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection powder in the shade Pink. And I like this one. This is kind of like a heavy duty powder. You know, some powders just have that power where you feel like it's sucking the life out of your skin. This one is definitely one of those, so it's gonna be great for the girls with oily skin, and I definitely can use it when my skin is prepped, which it normally is if I've done my skincare properly. But yeah, it's a really strong powder and we love that. It's very brightening as well. It's not super pink, but it's definitely more so brightening, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all, because not everyone wants pink under eyes, they just want bright under eyes. So this is just such a good option. This is such a good option. When it comes to drugstore, this is definitely one of my favorites. Although I will say I do go for my high-end powders a lot. The ones I showed today are like my go-tos from the drugstore. Okay, but Milani is that girl, and I'm gonna use the Make It Last setting spray. This is one of my favorite setting sprays. I love the way that this melts my makeup into my skin. It's so good. Also, a little fun fact about Milani, a lot of their products are actually made in Italy, which is why they perform like high-end makeup in my opinion. So thank you, Milani. Okie dokie, let's work on my lips, and I'm gonna do my lip combo and then share some of my favorite liners. This is my lip stain combo, CoverGirl Outlast Lip Stain in Shuggy Girl. So friggin' pretty. I love this. NYX Lip Lingerie Lip Stain in the shade Steamy Spice. I have to say I like the NYX ones a lot because I like the ballpoint that it has. It's very thin, and I also like the shades that they have. CoverGirl did it first, but the shade range kind of sucks compared to NYX. I feel like they get it when it comes to shades, especially lippies. NYX. This is my long-lasting lip combo, and it just so happens to be drugstore. Then I'm gonna go in with my favorite lip liner of all time. This is, oh, I'm almost done with it. NYX Duck Plump Film In. This is a plumping lip liner, but the shade is so pretty. It's the perfect mauve shade. And this gives my lips so much definition. It almost brings my face back to life because now the lips are kind of cohesive with like my darker features like my hair and my eyes, and there's just something about it. Next, I use the Morphe Signature Lip Pencil in Rock Steady. This is a really nice cool tone to deepen that even more. Yes, I love, 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 love these. Morphe is really killing it with the rebrand. I always love their lip liners, but I actually feel like they're better. They're even more creamy. And then let's do some lipstick from Milani. This is in the shade Smitten. I love their signature matte lipsticks. Oh, this is really pink. Okay, let's also go in with Milani, the XXL. I love this shade, Little Secret. That'll kind of neutralize it. Yeah, okay, good. Woo! Milani has such good lip products. This is a lip lacquer. It's not necessarily a lip gloss, but okay, the lips are plumping right now. Very spicy. Everything is plumping these days, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I will take it if I get lip combos like this, okay? Anyways, I wanted to mention some of my other favorite drugstore makeup lip liners because I actually think that I love drugstore makeup lip liners more so than high-end lip liners. I have a lot of good ones from the drugstore that are like my go-tos. So love Morphe, love the NYX Duck Plump ones, specifically the Duck Plump line. Maybelline lifter liners are so freaking good as well. And then also the Milani Keep It Full plumping lip liners. Love these. And And then last but not least, these are affordable makeup lip liners, a little bit harder to find. To get them on Amazon, the Rimmel Lasting Finish Lip Liner Crayons. Love these also from Amazon. So those are all of like my favorites from the drugstore. I use them all the time, keep them in my purse, will buy them over and over again. I actually like a lot of the shades from the drugstore. I think they've done a good job. Let's finish this makeup off with some freckles from Sarahsowse. This is the Freckle and Brow Stain Pen, and I have been loving this lately. Anything Sarahsowse, you don't have to worry about it coming off. Stays on all day long. Also, Sarahsowse is part of my Life Proof makeup line. Oops, that was really big. All right, and then I'm going to finish the look off with another one of my favorite makeup holy grails, the L'Oreal Infallible 3-Second Mist. This is like the transfer proof setting spray that I like. This one is heavy duty. It's very strong. Do not breathe while putting it on or a couple seconds after because it's like hairspray. I ate it. Great. Some people don't like this one because it has like sort of a radiant finish, but I am so into that. I don't think it's like overly shiny, glowy at all. I wouldn't even call it glowy. It's just radiant. It's like a skin-like finish in my opinion, but I love that. As someone in my 30s, I like my skin to look like skin. I don't want overly matte skin, but I also don't like shiny, greasy skin either, and this is not that. So it's like the perfect natural radiant finish, and it really does make your makeup transfer proof, so we love that. But yeah, this is my finished makeup look, a full face of drugstore makeup slash affordable makeup. What do we think? I'm obsessed. A lot of these are actually my favorite products, my go-to makeup, my makeup holy grails. I reach for all of them all the time. The drugstore has such amazing makeup. I'm a huge fan, and I know you guys love drugstore makeup looks as well. So I wanted to do this for you guys, and I hope you guys saw some maybe new products or some products that you guys have been eyeing and want to pick them up now. And if so, let me know in the comments which ones you guys are interested in, because I'm nosy and I like to know what you guys think and what you guys are getting. But yeah, this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and once again, don't forget to subscribe and make sure to follow me on my other platforms as well, TikTok and Instagram. I would love to have you guys over there, and I will see you guys in next week's video.